gusts up to about 60 or so miles per hour for the mountaintops today. Wet and slick roads today, though, because we had that rain overnight for the lower elevations as well as the snow yesterday into the nighttime hours for the mountains. So, of course, take it easy on the road. Some scattered snow showers still possible for the day today. Scattered in nature, though, and starting a drier trend as soon as this afternoon and evening into tomorrow. 35 in town right now, 13-mile-per-hour winds, partly cloudy skies, and 59% humidity. Temperatures are in the 20s and 30s. That combined with the wet roads as well as the isolated scattered snow shower activity is leading to some slick roads out there, so you definitely want to take it easy. Again, most of the snow showers now are focused over north central and northeastern Nevada. Less so for western Nevada. It's mostly dry, as well as the Sierra. We're starting to see that activity taper off for now, but a few more scattered snow showers are possible for the day today. You'll see that here on Futurecast. By this evening and overnight tonight, things are going to start to dry out, and that drier trend is with us as we head through Wednesday and beyond on the 7-day forecast, even warming up a bit by Wednesday in toward the weekend too. Enough of a wind out there for the day today that we still have a lake wind advisory in place for Pyramid Lake. That's from 11 o'clock this morning until 8 o'clock tonight for Pyramid Lake for gusty winds and also some waves. So just heads up there. If you are heading out on your 7-day forecast here, we are looking unsettled today. Some scattered snow shower activity still possible. Breezy conditions as well. Things will quiet down tonight into tomorrow and will stay pretty quiet and dry for much of the rest of the 7-day forecast. Slight chances pick up again Sunday and Monday for some shower activity. That's something we'll keep you updated on. But check out those temperatures. Yeah, today's pretty cool in the 40s, but into the 50s in Reno Sparks by tomorrow, 60s by Thursday. Back over to you.
All right, Tim, thank you so much for that. Turning now to what's trending over on our Facebook page this morning. Minnesota's state senate is considering a bill that would legalize assisted suicide. It's called the Compassionate Care Act. Now, the bill allows specific terminally ill patients with 6 months to live to get medication to end their own lives. 2 doctors must evaluate them first, and the patient must be able to self-administer the drug. Both advocates and opponents were there at the Capitol in St. Paul Wednesday. Lawmakers heard stories of families whose loved ones wanted suicide but died in pain instead. Others are trying to stop the law, but opponents said legally assisted suicide is a slippery slope to elder abuse and euthanasia. 5 states already allow terminally ill patients to take their own lives in certain circumstances. Ask your Google Plusers. What do you think about it? Do you think it's a good idea to allow the person who is suffering to make the decision for themselves? Or no, this is something that should be left up specifically to a medical professional? Starting off first with Glenn. Glenn, your thoughts on this one?
It's a very difficult one, especially I had to home care my father through Alzheimer's, so some difficult decisions needed to be made at the very end. Still, though, if you want to go ahead and do this, you gotta understand there are people who want suicide, but then all of a sudden they change their mind and go on to live happy lives. So before we make the decision, can we throw some counselors into the mix as well?
And they are saying, too, you know, there's specific guidelines at this point in this bill that they're looking at. Does that make you a little bit more comfortable with the decision, Kate?
Well, for me, it's, you know, with situations like Alzheimer's, yeah, it is difficult for the carer. My aunt had it, so I do know. My mother was ill. I cared for her till she passed away. But with someone who has something of a really debilitating, painful, you know, every moment of their existence is misery kind of thing, I do agree that there should be some counseling as well, but there are certain conditions that are terminal, full stop, and these are the cases that have been considered. In Oregon, it's been working since the 90s, so, you know, it works. You know, it's just a matter of getting the right people to counsel the family and making sure that's the decision. So you can't live a life after a decision with a terminal illness.
And Kempton, we've talked a lot about slippery slopes and what this could lead to, but nothing is perfect, right? Why not take a step in this direction and allow people to make the decision for themselves? Your thoughts?
Yeah, in Canada, we recently, finally, Supreme Court lets everyone in Canada have that decision. So the thing to me is there has to be a lot of safeguards. And once those safeguards are in the extra doctors, the extra witness, the person has to be in sound mind and whatnot. Once all those safeguards are there, then we should, in a compassionate society, let them make the decision themselves.
I agree with you. We'd love to hear what you have to say. Go ahead and post your comments on our Facebook page. Well, we've got continuing coverage of the attacks that took place in Brussels this morning that left dozens of people dead, even more injured. Stay with us. We'll bring you the very latest coming up.
Yeah, hard topic, but I think we all agree in some sense. Yeah, yeah. Who are we to decide when the person is
One of you
suffering?
guys, either Kate or Glenn or Kempton, whoever, on the next one about the guys going over the waterfall in a kayak, I, I think every one of you should be like, "Oh, this is a really slippery slope." What
Slippery slope. Yep, yep. Yeah, slippery slope would be a good one. Oh, this is too slick. It's water. All right. Yeah. Terrible news from Brussels, so I'm going to catch up on the news a little.
Yeah, I haven't even heard. I was busy getting ready. I'm gonna go.
Yeah, I heard from my wife this morning, and then I saw the news, and it's Brussels Airport too, so it's not like some yeah, I think near the EU headquarters or something like that. I have to read the news, but anything near airport, right? You think that it's pretty serious, yeah. It's not like a store, random store on a random street. Yeah.
Like a cafe thing, yeah.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. All right, well, we'll talk about it later. Thank you.
See you next time.
Okay.
Welcome back, everyone. In your health news this morning, as common as headaches and migraines are, they're definitely a pain to get rid of. In today's Health Minute, Mary Maloney shows you several home remedies that can help alleviate that pain.
There are so many things that can make your head ache. Deadlines, arguments, getting stuck in traffic. Fortunately, there's some simple ways to ease the discomfort. Ice it. Ice packs are a great relief from muscle soreness and can work well for migraines too. A cold compression can help reduce the throbbing or piercing pain. Have some caffeine. Drinking a cup of coffee can help provide mild relief, but be careful not to overdo it. Caffeine withdrawals can sometimes lead to more headaches. Foods high in magnesium. Studies have shown whole grains and dark green veggies are best used to prevent migraines rather than relieving them. Vitamin B2, seafood, chicken, and certain dairy products like milk and cheese all have vitamin B2 and, like magnesium, are great at keeping migraines from coming back. Get some sleep. Aim for 7 to 8 hours each night. Anything more or less can trigger migraines. For today's Health Minute, I'm Mary Maloney.
All right, well, let's take you now to Washington, D.C. And that's the sound of an Easter egg designed specially for blind children, and it's all part of a special project, actually in California, not DC, designed to let visually impaired kids participate in some spring holiday fun by listening instead of looking. 26 kids participated in the event, which was the result of a partnership between police, local businesses, and the Kern County Superintendent of Schools office. But it was a Bakersfield officer who came up with the concept.
It was an idea that was brought forward from one of our bomb squad officers. So when they find the eggs, they take them and they replace them for eggs filled with candy and other treats and snacks.
Very cool there. All right, well, stay with us, everyone. We're going to have continuing coverage on the attacks that took place in Brussels this morning and overnight that left dozens dead and even more injured. Stay with us, everyone. Mornings on Fox 11. We'll be right back.
Finding a primary care doctor in Nevada can be difficult. We're going to show you some federal guidelines that might affect the situation.
The Wolfpack basketball team in action against Eastern Washington last night in the CBI tournament. Well, the latest from the home court at Lawler Event Center coming up in sports.
And the play Hamilton is very popular, but can it actually have an impact on actual U.S. history? We're going to explain what role it can play.
You're watching Mornings on Fox 11, connecting Northern Nevada.
All right, let's toss things over to Sam right now. Get up right up to start here with the latest on what's happening in Brussels and the terror attacks we've seen so far this morning. Sam.
Yeah, good morning, guys. Tragedy unfolding overnight. Several explosions ripped through the Belgian capital of Brussels this morning, killing at least 34 people and leaving upwards of 170 more wounded. The carnage prompted NATO to increase its alert level, and France has deployed hundreds of more police. Still an unfolding situation going on this morning. Reed Binion has more.
A series of deadly explosions rocked the city of Brussels Tuesday morning, with 2 blasts at the city's airport killing several people, according to public broadcaster RTBF. Dramatic video from media outlet Online Magazine appearing to show the frantic aftermath unfolding. Witnesses told broadcaster RTL that at least one of the explosions occurred in the airport's departure hall.
8:15 this morning, I'd gone through security, 8:15 local time here. Suddenly, about 200 to 300 people rushing away from the security checkpoint towards the gate.
Authorities evacuated the airport, directing passengers to the runways.
They had us evacuate by foot on the airport tarmac, bringing us back towards the main building of the airport.
A separate explosion rocked a subway station in the suburb of Malbeek, which is where European Union institutions are located. All metro stations have been shut down, according to the official Twitter account for the local transport agency. Additionally, all Eurostar trains to Brussels have been canceled, according to an announcement at the St. Pancras train station in London. It wasn't immediately clear what caused the blasts or whether they were related to terrorism. I'm Reed Binion reporting.
Now, the incident comes just a few days after a suspect in the Paris terror attacks of last November was arrested in the Belgian city of Molenbeek. We will, of course, continue to keep you updated on any new information that becomes available to us regarding these recent and deadly attacks. All right, let's send things over to Tim now. Tim.
All right, well, good morning to you. We have a breezy day on tap for us again today, but not quite as windy as yesterday. Looking for winds out of the west at 10 to 20, gusting to 35 at times, and some scattered snow showers will be possible too. We do have some snow shower activity in central and eastern Nevada now. It's kind of shut off for the moment for western Nevada and the Sierra, but a possibility for a few more today. Cool temperatures in the wake of our storm system from yesterday too. That storm system brought some very strong winds across the area. Winds will not be quite as strong today. Again, we do have scattered snow showers out through north central and northeastern Nevada. Could be affecting the drive on I-80 between about Lovelock, Winnemucca area out through Battle Mountain and into Elko. So just be aware of that. Also, slick roads are possible even where it's not snowing right now, because we did have some wet roads going into nighttime hours last night, and that may be leading to some slick conditions out there in some spots too. So take it easy on the roads. A couple of isolated snow showers west of Tahoe within the Sierra. All in all, this entire storm system is kind of wrapping things up for us. Not as windy, but still noticeably breezy today, and a lot cooler than we've seen over the last couple of days here as a result of that storm system bringing in colder air, plus the scattered snow showers. All in all, that's what we're dealing with for the day today, but we do have warmer weather on the way. Look at those high temperatures coming up in a bit. Back to you.
Well, slick roads have caused plenty of issues this morning. Give you a live shot here. This is Interstate 80 between Mogul and West 4th Street. This is a location right here. You can see, obviously, one lane still blocked at this point in time. They're clearing up a crash just before 7 a.m. NHP heard about a crash which involved a red Jeep headed east. A single female driver lost control and rolled through the median across into westbound lanes, came to rest on the side, partially blocking traffic in the slow lane, as you see there. The driver had to be extricated. She was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. The lane is expected to be completely reopened at about 8:30. You can see just the final bits there. So again, in about 30 minutes.
And emergency crews were also on the scene of yet another rollover crash that blocked traffic on nearby I-80 eastbound this morning. According to the Nevada Highway Patrol, the crash was reported shortly after 5 a.m. this morning on eastbound I-80 between McCarran and Robb Drive. The vehicle involved was a Toyota Tacoma pickup truck with just one woman inside. She was immediately taken to the hospital. The extent of her injuries are not yet known.
Well, high winds whipped through the Truckee Meadows yesterday afternoon. Trees blocked some roadways. People were without power throughout the evening and afternoon. Some incoming flights had to be diverted because it was simply too windy to land at Reno Tahoe International Airport. Well, a family of 6 without their home this morning after an SUV crashed through the side of an apartment building in northeast Reno yesterday. Take a look at these pictures here. Police said that the driver ran into on 10th and Butler. After officers caught up with him a few blocks away here, the unidentified driver was taken to Renown with minor injuries. Look at that. Officers believe alcohol may be a factor in this crash, but they're still investigating. The Red Cross is helping relocate the family until their apartment is safe to move back into. That looks like it's going to be a while. No one was inside, amazingly, when this crash happened.
And now to an update on the controversy surrounding Nevada rancher Cliven Bundy. His son Mel Bundy pleaded not guilty in U.S. District Court in Las Vegas yesterday. The younger Bundy was ordered to remain in federal custody before his trial on charges stemming from an armed confrontation with government agents back in April of 2014. The judge told Bundy and a co-defendant that she believes they're a danger to the community and might resist returning to court. So far, none of the 19 people indicted in the case have been released since their arrests in recent weeks, including Cliven Bundy.
Well, now to an update on a story that we investigated a little while back, and it's an issue that we took some heat on from the city of Reno over as well. It has to do with the city's automated payroll system, which we have now learned may be on its way out. The contract with ADP was approved back in 2013, and early on, we questioned the city about cost overruns and inefficiencies with the new system. Now, at the time, city leaders criticized us for asking the questions we were asking. Now we have learned that the city council is considering terminating the contract with ADP 1 year early, and there could be a cost involved with that as well. The council will discuss the issue at its meeting this week, along with whether to approve a new provider to take over the payroll system.
The battle for a majority in the Nevada legislature is coming into focus after a deadline passed Friday for candidates to get their name on the ballot. Democrats are eager to reverse devastating losses in 2014, and Republicans are trying to maintain their controlling positions. Analysts say the outcome will depend on trends in the presidential race, as well as how voters perceive a tax package and education initiatives ushered in last session by a Republican-led legislature. Well, happening around Nevada, the Silver State still faces a critical shortage of primary care doctors.
As Fox 11's Terry Hendry reports, Nevada lawmakers took steps to try and address this issue, but there are now other factors at play.
I had someone, he moved his practice, and so you are left with no one.
Susan Woodward knows the struggle is real.
Our health system is in major crisis. There's no question about it.
Your primary care doctor is essential to making long-term, continued, integrated healthcare work. But try to find one, and you'll experience the frustration of Woodward and many others. Dr. Daniel Spogan is the chair of the Department of Family and Community Medicine at UNR's medical school. He and others acknowledge this is a national problem, but one the Silver State has struggled with for years.
We could double the number of primary care physicians in the state and still have needs. So it's a big deal.
He says insurance reimbursement rates play a role in all of this in Nevada and nationally.
In medicine, it's totally fine to go see your physician, and the insurance company can say, well, we're not going to cover that cost, so we're not going to pay you anything.
Spogan says the current insurance payment structure that reimburses based on how many patients a doctor can see in an hour creates another problem.
Burnout is really high. It's been estimated in the primary care areas that approximately 60% of physicians burn out, and that's before the age of 50.
But he says a new payment structure mandated by the federal government goes into effect in 2019.
It's a much better system. You know, the way we are now it's kind of a rat race, so to speak, because the more patients you see, the better you get paid, and it has nothing to do with quality.
And that was Terry Hendry reporting for us this morning. So what does that new payment structure look like, and what does it mean for you or your doctor? That is something that is still being determined.
And they're really hoping that healthcare is going to be better based on the overall value of service.
Well, still to come, the play Hamilton has become such a hit that it could have an impact on the historical legacy of the founding father himself. We're going to explain how next.
Plus, kayakers who performed a daredevil move over a Kentucky waterfall were cited for their stunt. Why they could now face hundreds of dollars in fines. Stay with us.
Welcome back, everyone. Well, a UK research council is asking the public to help them name a new nautical vessel, also known as a ship or boat. This will definitely teach them a lesson.
Yeah, no kidding. Wait till you hear it in Jeremy Roth's Today's. Take a look at this.
This is why we can't have nice things. The UK's National Environment Research Council, or NERC, is asking the public for name suggestions for their newest research vessel, a $288 million ship years in the making. And if the internet gets its way, it will be called Boaty McBoatface. That's right, the council is learning the hard way that when you ask the internet for something serious, most likely you will get something snarky in return. McBoatface is the current frontrunner among suggestions that include the RRS It's Bloody Cold Here and Usain Boat. NERC has smartly specified the names are suggestions only, so there's still a chance it will be named something boring, which will undoubtedly earn a collective from the internet. Whatever, Boaty McBoatface has my vote. Maybe we should all vote on new names for NERC. 5 new cheetah cubs are settling in at the Cincinnati Zoo after being delivered via a rare C-section last week. Once the births were deemed high risk, veterinarians had to step in to perform the emergency procedure to protect both the premature cubs and the mom. The 3 boys and 2 girl cubs are getting round-the-clock care and bottle feeding, and so far everyone is doing well. So take a look at this. I'm Jeremy Roth.
You know, they could name that nautical vessel after me.
Why?
Samantha Boatman.
Samantha Boatman.
You like that?
I
Better
do.
than Boaty McBoatface.
I think the whole internet across the world would choose Boaty McBoatface still, though. I'm so sorry. I like Usain Bolt. Usain Bolt, the sprinter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll see if any of them get chosen.
Tim, what do
in the
you
first
think
place.
it should be named?
I have nothing original to share with you. I've been trying to think of something this whole time, and I just can't come up with anything else. So I'm going to go on board, get it, with Boaty McBoatface. White Mountain topped out at 113-mile-per-hour wind gusts yesterday. We had quite a bit of wind out there. White Mountain is above 14,000 feet, and it's down in the southern Sierra. Walker Lake, 79-mile-per-hour wind gusts recorded there, 78 at Galena Creek Bridge, 68 at the National Weather Service office just north of downtown. The Browns Creek Bridge took in 63-mile-per-hour gust yesterday, and Reno Tahoe International Airport, 56-mile-per-hour wind gusts. We had a lot of wind out there yesterday. No doubt you all are aware of that. Less wind today, but still on the breezy, the gusty side. Also, wet and slick roads are out there as a result of not only the rainfall at the valley floor locations overnight and now colder temperatures, but also the snowfall at the higher elevations. So just take it easy on those roads this morning. Scattered snow showers are still in the forecast for us today and still falling in a few select spots. I'll show you that on radar in a moment here. 37 in town, 16-mile-per-hour winds out of the northwest, 54% humidity and partly cloudy skies now at the airport in Reno. Not as much wind as yesterday, but it will still be pretty breezy. You'll notice that for sure through the day. 20s and 30s now, so that combined with wet roads and also active snowfall in a few areas is making for some tough conditions on some of those area roadways. Snow is falling now, mostly for north central and northeastern Nevada, and it's broken in coverage. We're getting kind of a break right now in western Nevada and the Sierra, but still a chance for a few more snow showers as we go through the day today. By this evening, things are going to quiet down and dry out for us, and that drier trend will be with us for several days on the 7-day forecast. Enough wind today to prompt a lake wind advisory for Pyramid Lake because of those gusty conditions and also some waves on the lake. That goes from 11 a.m. until 8 p.m. tonight. Not enough wind for anyone else to really be under a wind advisory at this point, but still a little on the breezy side. Breezy to gusty conditions today, not quite as windy as yesterday. Scattered snow showers, about 40% chances for most of us for the day today. Drier conditions pick up for us as we head into Wednesday and beyond, returning to partly cloudy to mostly sunny conditions too. And temperatures will rise again. We are in the 40s for today. We're in the 50s in Reno Sparks tomorrow. Back to the 60s by your Thursday. Just watch out for those slick roads out there this morning. Over to you.
All right, Tim, thank you. Well, chances are you've heard of the play Hamilton. Who hasn't? But before the play came out, the possibility of removing the founding father from the $10 bill had actually been discussed.
Yeah, CNN's Dana Bash shows us how Hamilton could actually save Hamilton.
The $10 founding father without a father.
That would be
Alexander Hamilton.
By creating the musical sensation Hamilton, Lin-Manuel Miranda thrust the story of a sometimes forgotten founding father into 2016 pop culture. And the timing couldn't have been better, giving the country's first Treasury Secretary a new shot at keeping his place of honor on the $10 bill.
The new $10 bill will be the first bill in more than a century to feature the portrait of a woman.
The move to put a woman on the $10 bill started last summer. before Alexander Hamilton became a household name for the first time in 3 centuries.
This was one hot ticket. The last time I went to Hamilton, I didn't even get to see the show.
But the president did get the cast of Hamilton to visit the White House this week.
I'm so excited.
Miranda got the perfect opportunity to hang out with the current Treasury Secretary, Jack Lew. And Miranda did not throw away his shot. He did exactly what Hamilton, the man he embodies every day on Broadway, would have done. He pressed Lew to consider Hamilton's value to the country. After the meeting, Miranda tweeted, "I talked to U.S. Treasury about this on Monday. Secretary Lew told me they're going to be very happy. But if Hamilton stays, who goes?"
I wouldn't change the $10 bill. I'd change the 20. I'd take Jackson off and I'd leave Alexander Hamilton right where he is as one of our founding fathers.
Miranda seems to have a knack for making the most of unlikely situations. He first performed a Hamilton rap in public at the White House Poetry Jam in 2009.
It's a concept album about the life of someone I think embodies hip hop, Treasury Secretary Alexander Hamilton.
This time around, Miranda got an assist from the president in the garden.
All right, drop the beat.
He's throwing up some words. I'm gonna say some freestyling that you never heard. Constitution, the POTUS. I'm freestyling, you know this.
The Hamilton creator may be buddies with the president now.
You think that's going viral? That's going viral.
But when it comes to Hamilton's legacy, his place as the $10 founding father, the question still remains. Can Hamilton save Hamilton?
All right, we're going to continue talking about what's happening in Brussels, Belgium, as far as numbers. Somewhere between 31 and 34 people killed this morning through 3 different bombings at both a metro station and the Brussels airport.
Yeah, we're going to send things to New York now, where a press conference is underway about increased security right here at home. All right, you're watching a live press conference at the New York Police Department. Mayor de Blasio and the police chief of NYPD speaking about an incident command system that we have in place here on U.S. soil in case something like what happens in Brussels happens on our home soil. Again, an unfolding situation and what we are going to do to protect the men and women in the United States. For now, we're going to send things over to Melissa with a look at trending. Hi, Melissa.
All right, let's go ahead and take a look at that. The amazing video showing two kayakers riding over a waterfall in Kentucky went viral, and now those kayakers are getting cited for trespassing. Hillary Thornton has the story.
This cell phone video captured the scene that unfolded on Saturday afternoon. Dozens watching as professional kayakers Nick Troutman and Dane Jackson plummeted over the Cumberland Falls.
We're intrigued by the waterfall, and we went there, scouted it out, set up our safety plan.
The two men capturing their rides on camera receiving thousands of views on social media. They say it was a ride that was the result of hours of training and 15 years in the sport for Troutman.
Did not expect the video to go viral. We did not expect people necessarily to even be there watching it. It was more of just a personal goal that we had set.
However, achieving that personal goal potentially costing the men a couple $100 after being cited for trespassing.
It's marked no wading, no swimming, no boating in that area.
Park rangers out here at Cumberland Falls say those rules are in place for a reason, and doing what is seen in the videos is strongly discouraged.
It's quite dangerous for the people participating in that type of activities, as well as our rangers and the other first responders that would have to respond.
While Troutman says they are disappointed they were cited, they do understand why those rules are in place.
I definitely wouldn't encourage any bystander that was watching to just go jump in and give it a shot.
A fulfilling ride for the two athletes, something they say they hope to be able to do again legally.
Hopefully maybe we'd be able to apply for a permit or something like that possibly in the future, being that it really is just such a gorgeous waterfall.
In Whitley County, Hillary Thornton, WKYT.
Well, now we're asking all of you on Facebook, what do you think about it? Should they have been cited in the first place, or is this something that should use basically just a simple warning? Hey, it's not going to cost you anything. Just don't do it again. We would love to hear what you have to say. You can go ahead and post your comments on our Facebook page. All right, stay with us. We're going to have continuing coverage of the attacks out of Brussels and new heightened security in New York City. More on that coming up. Stay with us, everybody. We'll be right back. So candidates occasionally have to dance, and as Jeannie Mose tells us, it can be quite awkward. We're going to take a look at that coming up.
And a little bit later in sports, we'll have highlights from the Wolfpack CBI quarterfinal matchup against Eastern Washington. We'll show you who set up a career high in scoring for the Pack.
You are watching Mornings on Fox with Bill Frankmore, Samantha Boatman, Melissa Carlson, and weather with meteorologist Tim Studebaker. This is Mornings on Fox.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us here on Mornings on Fox 11.
Yeah, New York City is currently the topic of conversation as far as Brussels go. Police activity very high in certain sites. One specifically being named and mentioned where extra police activity is happening is the World Trade Center site. So that's what's happening as a result of Brussels. And to talk about Brussels, let's send it over to Sam for the latest on what's happening with the terror attacks overseas.
Yeah, right now we know at least 34 people are dead in Brussels after explosions ripped through the city's airport and the subway station. Belgian authorities say that the blasts at the airport were caused by a suicide attack. An airline official said one explosion took place outside a security checkpoint for ticketed passengers. According to local media, 13 people were killed at the airport and another 35 injured. The airport was evacuated and all operations there suspended. And at least 10 people died at a separate attack that happened at a subway station. Transportation authorities have closed down metro stations across the city. The incident comes just a few days after Belgian authorities arrested a suspect in the Paris terror attacks of last November. Belgian authorities have advised residents to stay indoors and also raised the city's threat level to 4, meaning authorities can deploy the army on the streets to meet security needs.
We do not have any information on any upcoming attacks. We have developed all our security forces, so hopefully we can try and control the situation as much as possible. At about 8 o'clock this morning, there was the first attack at Zaventem, and then just over an hour later, a second attack at the metro station in Brussels.
Now, again, 3 attacks total. The incident, again, just comes a few days after a suspect in the Paris terror attacks of last November was arrested in the Belgian city of Molenbeek. We will, of course, continue to keep you updated on any new information that becomes available to us and what is going on in the U.S. as precaution to what happened in Brussels. All right, let's send things over to meteorologist Tim Studebaker with a look at your forecast. Hi, Tim.
All right, well, good morning to you. We do have some breezes in the forecast again today, not as windy as yesterday, though. We certainly saw some gusty winds yesterday, some damaging winds in some spots as well. Today, we'll still have a noticeable breeze, but the speeds are not going to be quite as high. West winds 10 to 20, gusting to 35. That after gusting yesterday to 56 miles per hour at the airport. So again, definitely a decrease, but still noticeably breezy. Cool temperatures today on the backside of that storm system that came through yesterday. We still have some scattered snow shower activity too. That is happening now and it remains in the forecast for today, but a quieter pattern is on the way starting tomorrow. If you are heading out I-80 from about Lovelock to Winnemucca out through Battle Mountain and Elko, you are looking at snow shower activity. That could be causing some slick roads out that way. And also where it's not snowing, you still have wet roads going into the night last night that may have frozen over. So of course, slick roads are possible in many spots outside of Reno Sparks. Mostly, we are looking at mostly wet roads down here on the valley floor. But again, that doesn't mean that ice is not possible. Of course, keep it easy on the roads this morning in case of that situation, the slippery roads that are out there. Again, snow shower activity is mostly centered for north central, northeastern Nevada at the moment. Drier right now in the western part of the state as well as the Sierra, but we'll keep an eye out for some scattered snow showers and breezes today. 7-day forecast, warm temperatures. I'll show you those coming up. Back over to you.
All right, Tim, thank you. We want to report right now, according to the Associated Press, before we dive into sports, AP now reporting that ISIS groups are claiming responsibility for the attacks in Brussels and Belgium that are happening right now and earlier this morning. All right, let's get back to local news and sports as the Wolfpack men's basketball team might be playing their best ball of the entire season. After rallying for a win over Montana in the opening round of the CBI, they were hoping to take down another member of the Big Sky in the quarterfinals. And more than 6,000 fans at Lawler Event Center, the best crowd for a CBI over the last 2 seasons for a CBI game. And the game would get off to a furious start as both teams came out red hot on the offensive side of the ball. Good ball movement for Nevada, setting up the big man, Cam Oliver. The thunderous dunk, packed down by 1. Tyron Criswell was really feeling his stroke, the senior, last night. Buries the 3. Nevada made first 4 3-point shots of the game. But Eastern Washington was just as hot. Felix Von Voth from downtown. The two teams were perfect. 7 for 7 from the 3-point land out of the gate. 7 for 7. Amazing. Just before the half, Oliver, one of 4 block shots in the game quickly, then transitioned the other way. That's how you throw it down. DJ Fenner with some hang time. Eagles lead 45-43 at the break. Now let's talk about what happened in the second. Wolfpack determined Criswell helps a 13-0 run. Would finish with a career-high 32 points. The exclamation point coming from Cam Oliver, who also had a career high in 28 points and 14 rebounds. Nevada moves on with an 85-70 win. All right, so let's talk about what's next. It's just happening tomorrow. Nevada set to take on Vermont out of the American East Conference. The Catamounts won at Seattle to advance, giving them 23 wins on the season. A tip-off tomorrow set for 7 o'clock at Lawler Event Center. Tickets are available at the stadium box office as well as online at NevadaWolfpack.com. Let's stick with Nevada sports. Meanwhile, the University of Nevada celebrating a national champion. Pack diver Sheree Zhang won the 1 meter and 3 meter national titles this week at the NCAA meet in Atlanta. And because of that performance, the sophomore from China was named National Diver of the Year right here out of Nevada. Her coach was also being named the Diving Coach of the Year. We caught up with the duo about their remarkable accomplishments this year.
It's just incredible because I even didn't know I'm going to win. There have a very good rivals there. I just, listen to my coach. Don't ever look at this, the board, the scores. Don't even listen to the scores and just focus on myself to focus on every detailed technique I have to focus on.
Means so much to our department too, because our school is not a big school, but now we're in a national stage. Now everybody know University of Nevada, so I'm so happy about that.
When you're standing on the platform, what are you thinking when you're standing up there by yourself?
I do not think about much. I just focus on every detail. The diving is art, in my opinion, because the more you're afraid, you will lose something.
Congratulations to her. Awesome.
Absolutely. So cool.
Well, it happens to most presidential candidates. Sooner or later, they end up being forced to bust a move, however awkward that may be.
Yeah, Donald Trump did a bit of dad dancing as he was serenaded on stage recently. Jeannie Mose has more.
If having people sing happy birthday to you makes you squirm, put yourself in Donald Trump's shoes.
So Donald, stand by me.
Standing and swaying on stage at Mar-a-Lago with Dr. Ben Carson as they were serenaded by singer Bo Davidson.
For the mountains to crumble into the sea.
The Daily Mail called it toe-curling dad dancing, a 3-minute cringe fest.
So Donald, stand.
There is nothing easy about standing by someone who's singing Stand By Me to you. And clapping.
Come on, y'all, put your hands together. Mr. Trump.
Clapping in unison is even more challenging. Ben Carson's hand movements are already under intense scrutiny.
Oh, stand by me.
By the folks at SNL. At one point, the Donald even sang along, mouthing his own name.
So Donald, stand by me.
Though maybe this wasn't as uncomfortable as it must have been for Hillary to have a Hillary imitator serenading voters.
I can make you love me if you know.
The Donald was a good sport.
He used to call me on the cell phone.
SNL called on him to dance to Drake's Hotline Bling. When it comes to politicians doing their thing, they all dance to the beat of a different drummer or make their own beat. Jeannie Mose, CNN, New York.
Oh, it's just so uncomfortable.
Where there's a camera, you know they're always going to be rolling, especially when it comes to presidents, candidates, you name it, dancing.
I just love that they tried. I give them kudos for that. There you go. Right, kayakers in Kentucky who performed the ultimate in stunts over a waterfall. Yeah, they're now facing some fines for that athletic feat. More on that coming up. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Hey, Glenn, you all good? Let's check.
Yeah.
You good, Chris? Okay.
You're good.
All right, I'm good. Okay. I noticed Glenn left the chat and then came back, so let's hope he can hear us.
Yeah, no, I think he's okay today.
Good. Good.
Welcome back, everyone. Talking a little Hollywood this morning. Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice had its premiere in New York City.
That's right. Rick Damigella has more in today's Hollywood Minute.
The cast of Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice came out for the movie's premiere in New York City. Cast members Ben Affleck, Henry Cavill, Amy Adams, and Diane Lane were in attendance. Wonder Woman actress Gal Gadot is excited to be bringing the character to the big screen for the first time.
I love everything about Wonder Woman, everything that she stands for: love, equality, truth, justice, compassion. She's a whole lot of woman, and I'm very, very happy that we're bringing her back.
Oh, thank you. That's all that matters.
Casting news: Variety reports Emma Stone will star in Letters from Rosemary, chronicling the story of Rosemary Kennedy, the eldest sister of President John F. Kennedy. The film is being produced by Steve Golan and Doug Wald, who are behind this year's Oscar-winning Best Picture, Spotlight.
You sure that you want to do this?
The Divergent series will finish on schedule, despite a weaker-than-predicted opening for Allegiant, the third film in the series, and a hit to its stock price following the opening. Variety says Lionsgate Films will release the final movie of the series, Ascendant, as planned on June 9th, 2017. It will be going up against World War Z 2 and Tom Cruise's reboot of The Mummy. In Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
She's never seen a Batman movie.
Maybe like years ago, but
Like
not
Val
recently.
Kilmer Batman?
I
George
honestly
Clooney?
don't remember.
Michael Keaton?
All right, let's send things over to Melissa to see what's happening at Texas Roadhouse and take the awkwardness off of me. Hi, Melissa.
Oh, good morning, you guys. Gosh, it's been amazing in here this morning. The smell. If you're looking for a great place to go to the NCAA tournament, maybe check it out. Get some great food at the same time. We have got you covered with some great ideas here. What you need to know, how to cook it, and etc. We've got some of the chefs, Chantel Ekval and also Heather Walker. You guys, thank you so much for being with us this morning.
It's our pleasure.
Yeah, so okay, let's start off. Listen, if you'd like to do it yourself, you want to go ahead and have your house smell amazing, and you want to cook up and bring some friends over, what are we cooking here? What are your tips for this?
This is a pork baby back rib, and we're going to show you how to do this really easy at home. You're just going to take your seasoning, and you're going to season it from coast to coast. So you want to make sure that you get the seasoning all rubbed in there real good, just like that. Then you're going to flip it on the other side, of course, and do the same thing.
Okay.
Make sure you get plenty of good seasoning in there and rub it in there. Give it that wonderful flavor. And you can do your own spices at home, or we do have our Texas Roadhouse rub that's available at the restaurant or online. And you just rub it real good like that.
What are you doing with those two things over
Well, over here we have water, so we're going to pour the water in the bottom of the pan.
Okay.
And then we have our liquid smoke. And so we'll take our liquid smoke and we'll just put it in the bottom of the pan just like that.
Okay.
And then we're going to take aluminum foil and you're going to cover it up. You're going to put your oven at 300 degrees. And then you're going to let them cook until you take if you take the middle bone in the middle of the thing and if you jiggle it, if the bone
falls out. Yeah.
Real easy. That means that your ribs are done and ready to go.
Okay.
So once that process is done, then they'll look like this.
Oh my gosh, amazing too. Also at the end too, you can take off that, you want a little bit more crisp on top, you can take off the tin foil and let it just crisp up on top. That sugar turns nice and crispy. It's delicious. All right, so, you know, some people say, listen, I don't want to have to deal with this at home. I don't want to have the mess, etc., etc. There's also the option of going to Texas Roadhouse. Are you guys doing some specials? Are you showing the game?
We are definitely showing the game at Texas Roadhouse, as well as you can definitely have one of our legendary hand-cut steaks. We have our prime rib that we slow cook all night. Again, our fall-off-the-bone ribs. If that's not for you, we got barbecue chicken, appetizers, definitely to make your experience legendary.
Yeah, I've got the bar there too. So you've got the games showing. You can go ahead, pop in if you don't want to make a mess at your house. Or, you know, I say do both too. Go in, have some food, and then grab the rub and try it at your home as well. So a lot of great options. Anything different with hours, or everything's the same for the games?
Everything's the same.
Okay. All right, come on in, enjoy, check it out. And if you'd like more information, of course, you can always go to TexasRoadhouse.com. They're located at 15 Demonte Range Parkway as well, numbered there on your screen. Ladies, thank you so much for being with us. And we're going to go ahead and toss it over to Tim with a look at our forecast. Hi, Tim.
All right, well, good morning to you. We had a pretty gusty day out there yesterday, strong winds across the area. These are just a sampling here of some of those wind speeds from yesterday. These are the peak gusts recorded at each location. 113-mile-per-hour gusts recorded at the summit of White Mountain. White Mountain is about 14,000 feet plus, and it is down in the southern Sierra, so of course higher elevation there. Walker Lake recorded a gust of 79, 78 at Galena Creek Bridge, 68 at the National Weather Service office north of downtown Reno. Browns Creek Bridge, 63 miles per hour, and the airport in Reno recorded a gust of 56 miles per hour. So a gusty day out there yesterday. Will still be pretty breezy today, not quite to that level, though probably not as much in the way of damaging winds today. Gusts up to 35 in the lower elevations, up to 60 for the ridge tops today. Wet and slick roads are out there this morning thanks to that recent rainfall and snowfall, depending on where you are, and scattered snow showers remain in the forecast for the day today and are indeed falling in a few spots right now. 37 in town, partly cloudy skies, 16-mile-per-hour winds. Temperatures are cold enough right now to support ice on a lot of area roadways, or snow as well where snow is falling. So again, take it easy on your morning commute. Most snow showers right now are in north central and northeastern Nevada, from about Winnemucca out through Elko along I-80 and also north and south of the freeway there too. We'll continue the chance for some scattered snow showers through the day today. Things are going to dry up tonight into tomorrow, and that drier trend is going to be around for a couple more days after that. Warmer temperatures are on the way back as well. But we do have enough of a breeze out there today that we still have a lake wind advisory that's for Pyramid Lake that goes from 11 a.m. today until 8 o'clock tonight for those gusty winds and some waves on the lake as well. So heads up if that's your destination today. We do have those scattered snow showers out there for the day today, about 40% chance for most of us today, and drier trend on the way for your Wednesday, Thursday, and beyond. Check out the temperatures too. Yeah, they're cool today on the backside of that storm system that is leaving the area, but by the time we get to about Thursday, we're back into the 60s for Reno Sparks. Small chances for some showers Sunday and Monday of next week. Over to you.
All right, Tim, thank you for that. Turning now to what's trending over on our Facebook page. The amazing video showing two kayakers riding over a waterfall in Kentucky. It went viral, and now those kayakers are getting cited for trespassing. Cell phone video you see here captures the scene that unfolded Saturday afternoon. Dozens watched as professional kayakers Nick Troutman and Dane Jackson plummeted over the Cumberland Falls. Two men captured their rides on camera, receiving thousands of views on social media. They say it was a ride that was the result of hours of training and 15 years in the sport. However, achievements like this personal goal, well, it's going to cost them now, as there's hundreds of dollars are coming their way in citations for what? Trespassing. Well, we're asking our Google Plusers, what do you think about it? Should they be cited, or is this something that they should use to simply warn people of the dangers of doing such acts? After all, it's their decision. They put themselves in harm's way. But Glenn, some people are saying, listen, if you go ahead, you do stuff like this, what happens if there's an accident and now emergency personnel have to come your way to help you out? Now you're putting them in danger. What do you think about this? Agree that they should be cited or not so much?
Well, obviously, citing them doesn't do any good. You go ahead and put the fines up, and they know all about it, and they go ahead and do it anyway. So, forget that. Instead, let them know. You hurt yourself, and we have to come after you. Not only are you paying for your own hospital, you're paying for all of the search and rescue as well, and you can't sue us. That'll discourage most of the people, but you're never going to discourage them all.
That, to me, that seems like the better option. Instead of a couple $100, why don't we put it into the thousands, several thousands? If emergency personnel have to go help you out, you cover the entire cost, Kempton.
Yeah, that, and also I think they should up the fine, thousands of dollars of fine, plus the cost, plus throw them in jail. So let them go, and just a misdemeanor is nothing to them. They just calculate, oh, okay, well, just put some money up, and then they go do it next time.
Kate, though, there are those who would say this is Mother Nature. This, you don't own it. You're not the owners of this. This is the earth, and we can do what we'd like to. It's my backyard just as much as it is yours. What do you think about it?
Well, I'm going to disagree with both of the guys, actually, surprisingly, except for the part about the emergency personnel being put at risk, because, you know, they shouldn't have to be put at risk for someone's stunt and stupidity. But it is a national park that everyone's meant to enjoy. If the falls, you know, there are sports for this exact kind of terrain. So if people can't enjoy them, you know, what's the point? It's not causing any harm to the environment by using it and doing this. But, you know, also we have to make sure that we don't encourage kids who aren't as trained as these two from doing it. Yeah,
especially when it goes viral like that. We'd love to hear what you have to say. Go ahead and post your comments on our Facebook page. Stay with us, everybody. We'll be right back.
I'm so glad I was tongue-tied. I was going to use this example. If they jump off a building and squat, all we need to do is just scoop up their brains and then put it into a plastic bag.
Good mom. Yeah.
With this fall thing, if they got stuck, the body got stuck in the water, someone has to retrieve them. I'd be spinning there.
Well, you just got to remember, no matter, you can discourage more people by raising the fines and things like that, but there's always going to be people who do this.
Yeah.
Sponsor them and pay the fines, though. So
I mean, it's not going to stop them. I'm not saying, hey, put it up to $10,000, $100,000. Idiots are still going to do it.
I'm surprised at you, Glenn. No, it's free. It's our country, right?
No, what I said was, you know, I say throw away the fine. I don't care. But should you get hurt, you can sue the Park Service, and you're going to have to pay for the search and rescue.
I agree with that. No, I agree.
Well, not only pay, it's the risk, right? It's the risk of getting the body. Well, forget about rescuing them. Let's say there's a dead body there, and it's keep on spinning there or just got stuck there.
Well, there's a thought.
Right?
You get hurt, we're not coming for you. You die, you rot there. How about that?
Sounds good.
Okay. All right, have a good day.
All right, guys. See you tomorrow.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye, Melissa.